Hi, hello everyone, and welcome. I just wanted to say thank you for showing up here. And this is Spiritual Talks with Cindy White, which will include spiritual talks, guided meditations, massage instruction, and tips to deepen your presence and your ability to have a great life in all the different facets and ways that's possible. That's my joy and that's my interest to do and my wonderful lofty goal, and that's why I'm here getting to step up to the plate to show up for myself and the world in this capacity. So I'm pretty jazzed, and I am recommitting to the series of Spiritual Talks by Cindy White. So what I'd like to talk about today is a very exciting revelation I just had. And what it is called the opening moment. So, you know how we go from thinking to being present, and then back into our mind again, or back into some dynamic in the world that is going on in our life, and we're thinking about some dynamic. We're in the past, we're imagining what we need to get done in the day, we're in the future, and then all of a sudden we're in the moment in our lives. Well, that's also true. Have you ever noticed in meditation where we sit down and then we just notice that, gosh, we've got some dynamic playing in our head and we've been lost. We've been lost in the dream. And we go, oh, get present, get present. You're not meditating. You know what I mean? Or like, oh, I just missed my exit because I've been daydreaming. So what I want to talk about is that moment that you just wake up and become present. And so often that moment gets grasped back by the ego because we clobber ourselves in that moment by saying that we weren't present. But can we truly be upset about ourselves for not being present all the time? However, that actual mini flogging or criticism for ourselves or some sort of lack of love in that moment actually brings us back into the thinking realm, the past realm, the dream. It keeps us from that moment. And so I am going to introduce to you a whole new way at arriving in the moment. Let's take meditation. But you can do this in any time that you are going from a daydream, a thought, a whole story that you're playing, or a reflection that you're in, and then you arrive at that moment where you recognize that you have been daydreaming and now you're aware. Instead of any type of agenda, thoughts, reaction, interpretation of what that could be, emotion, allow that moment right then to be the most magnificent, unfolding, exquisite opening moment where it all of a sudden gets really quiet because your mind is quiet. The moment is rarefied. Perhaps you can hear the sounds playing or hear the birds outside of the door, some sounds near and far, and you all of a sudden feel and drop into your body. And you can actually witness this palpable, amazing feeling that it feels like to be in the moment. So I invite you the next time that it happens to linger there. Linger in the taste of all of a sudden being present and allow your senses to open up. Allow yourself to become more awake in the stillness and notice and witness with eager anticipation what is going to happen in this moment. How is it going to feel in a positively, excitingly expectant way? So this is an entirely new way of interfacing with that. All of a sudden now we're present, isn't it? It's a very loving way of being in the present moment suddenly. And so what this does is a few things. This entrains our minds and our being to like getting it present, that it's a real positive experience. It entrains our minds and being to stay there longer, because you are now taking this moment and really allowing it to be there for a few seconds longer in its absolute wonderful state. And so underscoring and loving and being more present at this time and looking eagerly forward to this time will turn into being more and more present and be more lovingly, wonderfully present in a number of ways. And also it trains yourself to be more receptive to your senses and to the world in the moment, as opposed to sometimes we get focused in the moment. Like all of a sudden, oh yeah, it's present time, I gotta go, look at what time it is, and now we're rushing. And that's a wonderful thing to be in the moment. But can we be absolutely quiet in our minds? And drop in. And go, wow, this is amazing. So when you do that, try that in a very way that is natural for you while you're meditating. And, we'll be having plenty of opportunities to practice this, because we are doing nothing but going back into our mind, to being present, to thinking about something we need to do, to being present, to just tuning out, to being present, to getting really upset about something, and we go around and around and around in it, and we finally are present. So this is called what I call the opening moment, and I look very forward to doing this more and more myself. And go for it. See how that is for yourself. God bless you. Know that you are the source, and I am sending you lots and lots and lots of love right now. This is Cindy White with Spiritual Talks with Cindy White. Thanks for listening.